Hey guys, I want to talk to you guys about the most talked about conversation world over, from generation to generation, the weight loss, weight gain, weight loss, weight gain. You know that cycle? I'm actually going to take a more positive tone, and I'm going to title our talk and our time together, How to Lose Weight and Keep It Off. Yeah, keep it off without being held hostage by the gym, without being held hostage by diet pills, by diet plans, never-ending therapy sessions, paying enormous amount of money for gyms and personal trainers. And you know what is crazy, guys, is there are very little known facts that hardly anybody is talking about, and knowing those facts changes everything. It can change and give you the power that you need to win in the game of weight loss and weight gain, and actually be in the driver's side. There are resources that are available out there. And you know what's crazy? I'm wondering, okay, listen, we can put a man to the moon, but we can't figure out the weight loss situation. We can open a person's heart, chest, right? Take the heart out and it's beating in your hand, and then they put it right back in. We can do all that and still don't have a solution to weight loss? Or is that there is a solution? Is it that information has been taken away from us, stripped away from us, and then we've been given lies, and we've been given half-truths and bits and pieces of information? I mean, there's information scattered everywhere in different diet plans and diet companies and weight loss companies and health companies, so they say, right? They take one thing and run with it, and then another company takes another thing and then they run with it. And that keeps us in this state of confusion. Like, how do you win? One day you're doing this, then you're doing that, and then so you get wins and then you get losses, and then you get wins and then you get losses. And they're making a lot of money, and our bodies are shutting down. People are getting sick. People are developing things. They have no idea where it's coming from. And who's paying for all that? We are. You and me are, right? We're the ones that are suffering, and people are going through so much and not winning in this game and being made to feel like there's something wrong with you, yet there isn't. It's the cycle that we get put into. And there's resources, guys. There's a webinar coming up. I'm going to say this up front before I talk and forget it, right? There's a webinar coming up with resources that give you the tools that you can win, that put the power back into your hand, the power that's been taken away, the information, the knowledge that you need so that you can make lasting decisions, so that you can get the results that you want. And then you can pass that on to your family members, to your children, and then you can live your purpose and the life that you want to live. That is where my passion comes from. Like, I really wanted to win in this game. I wanted to win. And I believe that, you know what, there isn't a better person to help another woman than a woman who's going through stuff, right? I've gone through things, and I believe that if we stick together as women, we will be able to go further. You know, I talk to a lot of people that have gotten success, and I'm like, hey, how do you do it? You know, and most people think it's enough for them to just keep it to themselves and talk to one or two people that kind of show up and ask them a question. Like, if you're not going to champion the conversation, then who will? Right? Who will? And that becomes an issue for most of us. Like, we think, oh, we only want to tell the good stuff. So if you've had a situation where you didn't have it all positive, and you think, well, I don't want to say the negative, well, listen, it's all a good example. It's all something that we can learn, right? We can share our experiences, the good, the bad. The good are a good example of what to do, how to win. The bad is a good example of what not to do, right? It's a good example of what not to do. And I'll give you guys a bit of a backstory about me. And, you know, the weight situation has always been something that I struggled with. And at one point, I didn't know I struggled with it, but I knew it bothered me. So I knew I'd always wanted to be healthy and be fit and feel comfortable in my own skin. And I would yo-yo from a size 12 to a size 10 to a size 8. I mean, I tried everything that I could do, that I knew to do, that would give me the results that I wanted, right? I would go to the gym, I tried protein shakes, I tried all these plans. Like, I would go in a meal plan, I would do boot camps, and I would get results, and then I'd fall back, and then I'd get results, and then I'll fall back. And sometimes the weight would come back gradually, and sometimes that weight came back viciously. Like, it was like, oh, you thought you could get rid of me? I am here to stay, right? And that was scary. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be at it again, and then I'll be at it again. And at my heaviest, this was one of my turning points. After I got married, got pregnant with my first child, things were good, but then I started gaining a lot of weight. Like, I'm only 5'1". I was gonna try to say 5'4", but that's when I have heels. Like, sometimes when my heels, I'm like 5'6", but okay. I'm 5'1", and I gained 60 pounds. So by the time I was ready to deliver, I'm close to like 200 pounds. So you can imagine what was going on in my head, right? And if you can't, I'll tell you. I was anxious, I was worried, I was scared. I'm like, oh my God, all this weight, like, what am I gonna do? Am I ever gonna lose this weight? You know, all I want was, you know, to present myself as a healthy, fit, active spouse to my husband, and I'm like, am I going to be able to do that? Am I going to be a healthy mother for my child? Am I going to fit my codes? Am I going to have to change my budget? Like, all this stuff started happening in my head. I deliver my baby, and you know, people come and they're like, hey, we want to come see you, see the baby. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not ready yet. And I really literally meant it, because if they saw the baby, that means that they would see me, and I wasn't ready to be seen, because I was all the stuff. You know, I wasn't just thick, I was like rolling thickums. I had stuff going on, right? Still loved myself, but I wasn't happy with where I was. And I knew I would be better. So, you know, I went back on the deal again. I had a C-section, so I couldn't do anything for 4 weeks. And most of you guys have gone through that. You know, my biggest fear was like, okay, I can't do anything in the first month, but what's gonna happen to my stomach? Like, is it gonna stay like this? Am I gonna lose it? You know, is there gonna be ever any elasticity in my stomach? Like, what's going on? So I'm going through all these things, and woe is me, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try the stuff I did before, you know? So I would try it, I would get results, and for 2 weeks, and then I go to a party, and then that fails, and then friends come over, and then I eat something. I'm like, wow, can a meal, 1 or 2 meals, just put me off all the way like that? Like, what's going on? And one day I was just like, oh, I've had enough. I don't want to do it. I joined the gym, paid for the year, had a personal trainer. You know, he showed me a couple of things. I was sore, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go back. But then I said, okay, no, that's not the way to think, you know, just go back. So I go back, and when I do go back, you know, I'm in my t-shirt and sweats, and I'm thinking, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to sweat it out. Like, what's the big deal, right? So I show up, and lo and behold, these girls are looking fantastic. They have cute outfits. I mean, matching outfits. Their hair is done. They've got lip gloss and looking fantastic on the treadmills. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the wrong place. Look at me, and then look at them, and then look at me, and then look at them. And I'm like, no. Right? So I had the negative thoughts going on, and I convinced myself, I don't want to do this. I'm not going to embarrass myself. I tried to go on the elliptical machine. I was like, I don't even know how to work this thing, and where's the guy that signed me up? So I'm like, forget it. I've got a better solution. I'm going to go home, lose the weight, then I'll show up to the gym, then I'll show them I'll be fit. Well, I won't be fit, but I'll be trim, and I'll have the matching outfits. And so I decided to do that. I called my friend, hey, what pill can I take, right? And she's like, oh, you know, there's so many of those commercials online. You can take a pill, try something, you know, that other people have tried. And she called another friend, and, you know, after I talked to 4 or 5 people, I got like 2 things that most people had taken, so I decided to pick one. I went to the regular drugstore, you know, which is what's scary. Like, you can pick something up that you don't know what the side effects truly, really, really, truly are regularly over the counter. And oh my God, just thinking about it just gets my heart going again. So anyway, I take this pill, and it promised to cut you up, right? So, oh boy, did it cut me up. It sure did. I was like karate chopped up. I mean, I was slender. Everything was just in this right place. I was that skinny, you know, like when you're so skinny, like your cheekbones are popping skinny. And I shaved off all the fat. I was feeling fantastic. enthusiastic and excited. And of course, this pill had some caffeine in it. So I was all caffeinated, right? And I was loving life. I had energy, boy, you couldn't stop me with nothing, right? So I thought, but as soon as I'm getting all these results and I'm excited, I started feeling things and noticing things were changing in my body. I started getting scared because my heart started beating a little bit different. I'd get headaches, and sometimes I could sleep and sometimes I couldn't sleep, and I'd get hot flashes, and I'm like, I am way too young to get hot flashes. What's going on? Right? So I decided, okay, I want to get off of this thing, and I do get off of it. I thought, oh my God, the first 2 days I tried to get off of it, I'm like shaking. I'm like, what's going on? I got these headaches that I couldn't even see. I couldn't drive because these headaches were coming in like right in here. My neck was feeling stiff. My throat was dehydrated. I had no energy. I'm like, oh my God, something is wrong with me. I think I'm gonna die, right? So I called my friend, hey, and she's like, oh, did you read the instructions? You get off of it gradually. I was like, no, it didn't say that, right? She's like, oh yeah, honey, don't just drop it cold turkey. Get off of it gradually. Oh my God. And at that moment, I was scared for my life. I felt like, oh my God, I've endangered myself. And I'm embarrassed, you know. I'm like, I could have hurt myself and could be a liability to my family. And I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to lose weight. I wanted to have the energy, and I thought this would be a way to help me out. It said it would. It said it would give me those things that I wanted, but it didn't say all the extra stuff I was going through. And this is what is so scary. It's like, you know, so many times we look at different people, and I used to do that. I'll be like, oh my God, this is my favorite person, and they lost weight in this short period of time, and I want to do what they did. But we never get to hear the rest of their story. We never get to hear and find out what their kidney looks like, what their liver looks like, what their stomach lining looks like. Do they sleep at night? Do they have headaches? Like, what's their bone density after taking these pills and going through these crazy regimens, right? It's easy to look at beauty and say they look fit on the outside. What's going on the inside? That was what was scaring me. And I'm like, oh my God, I get success, and then I lose, and then I get success, and I'm like, what's going on with this stuff? And then I got to realize, you know what? Most of this stuff, most of these plans are planned that way. They're engineered to give you a little bit of success, and then you fall short, and then you come right back, right? They're in business to make money by getting us back as return customers. So if we don't return, if we don't fail, then they don't get return customers, right? And yet our body's paying for it. I'm paying a high price with this thing. I'm like, oh my God, have I hurt my heart? Like, what else have I burnt inside of me by trying all these things through the years and over and over? And I had just had enough. Like, enough is enough. I don't want to pay with my life. I don't want to pay with my kidney. Yeah, the pill could have been like 20, 30 bucks, right? But what's the cost of repairing my kidneys? What's the cost of repairing my liver, my stomach lining, my eyes? What if I go blind with this stuff? You know, some of this stuff would have stuff where it says, oh, you might get slight tingling in your fingers, and you know, your eyesight might get blurry, or you get headaches. Just stick with it. Like, no, I don't want to die. I shouldn't have to go through all these things just so that I can lose weight. Why is information so disconnected? My goodness. Now, when I fall short, I'm made to feel like you're not doing it right. I can remember I called one company and they're like, oh, you're not doing it right. What did you do wrong? No, it's not what I did wrong. It's what's wrong with the situation and the stuff that I'm being given. And you're not telling me the repercussions of it, right? It's a very well-known fact that dieting almost always fails long term, that it actually causes more weight gain. It's more responsible for obesity long term. So we get into these things, and yet the researchers already know that it's gonna fail long term. And when I found that out one day when I was reading, I was like, oh my God, what do I do? Give in and say, well, I'm just failing. It's just not for me. It's just, I tried and I failed. No. I said, you know what? I'm not going to give in, because what I want to live my purpose. And I can't do that if I don't have energy, if I'm not well, if I can't think straight, if I don't sleep right, if I wanted my life back. So I started reading some more. I went to seminars. I paid for all sorts of stuff, and I traveled to different places, different things that I tried, and I got to realize one thing. Oh my God. This stuff was more connected than it was disconnected. There was a connection there that would give me long-term results, life-term results. But they were so disconnected, and all along this stuff was right in front of me, but yet so far away from me because I was getting distracted by do this and do that and take this and take that and take this and all this stuff I'm supposed to be doing and taking. It's taking out of me mentally, emotionally, physically. The years are going by, and then I still get the bad results, and I realize, oh my God, I can start winning, and I got the energy now, right? And now I got excited. I'm like, okay, let me try this. And I tried it. I'm like, wow, this works. Connect this with connect that, and connect this and connect that. The connections were making, and now my body was switching and changing, and I started getting results, and they lasted 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. It's like, oh my God. I wasn't yo-yoing anymore. I had never thought, okay, I want to be a particular dress size. I just wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be fit. I want to be able to say, hey, if I go on this thing, I can run and not be out of breath. And I want to be able to walk and not have to sit down and fan my legs and, do all this kind of stuff because I'm sweating. Yeah, the struggle was real, man. No joke. So I started losing weight, and it's coming off, and it's coming off. I no longer was a 10 or 8. I started going down to a 6, and then I went down to a 4. And then I never wanted to be a 0 or 2, right? But I was working out, and I was eating, and I could feel my body. Like, my brain was connecting to my body was connecting to my brain. I wasn't afraid to go to a party anymore because I no longer feared binging out. I could control what I wanted to eat. My body knew what I needed, and I would be able to give it to it. And I'm gonna fast forward, so a few years later, my children are 10 years apart. So from the time I had my son, I lasted 5-6 years now. I was same size, no extra inches. I could wear the same clothes over and over again. The headaches were gone. The energy was there. I remarried, and I got pregnant. And this pregnancy was completely different. Completely different. Oh my God. I didn't get the headaches. I had no morning sickness. I was just rolling and loving this pregnancy, right? Because I had energy. I could actually exercise. People were surprised to see me. Hey, you were walking? You were going to the gym? You were at the basketball court? Like, what are you doing? Right? But I felt great. I knew what my body needed. My body would tell me. I knew I could feel alive. I could feel life in me. And oh my gosh, it was so exciting. So I remember the first time I went to the doctor, and I was 36, yes. When I had my daughter, and I go to the doctor, and he's like, well, this could be a high risk pregnancy because you're an older woman. And I'm like, oh, speak for yourself. Older woman who? Like, oh, how dare you, right? But anyway, so he's like, oh yeah, you're an older woman, so be careful, and blah, 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 blah. I tell you this, every time I came in for a checkup, I used to love looking at the nurses' faces and reaction, and the doctor, because they would be shocked, like my blood pressure is right, like I should have, they were expecting me to have all these bad things, but now my body had done the right connection, and that code had been switched inside of me, so now things were not happening negatively, things were happening positively, right? Throughout that whole pregnancy, I gained a total of 12 pounds, and I was ecstatic, right? I delivered my baby, I had a C-section again, 4 weeks at home. I tell you, within 6 weeks of delivering her, I could fit into my own clothes. I went to a business meeting, people were shocked. They're like, wait, what? What did you do? Don't hurt yourself, don't try any of these crazy diets, just take your time. I was like, I am taking my time. And my body is just doing what it's supposed to be doing. The basics that my body was supposed to have from the beginning that had been ripped away from me with all these fads and lies and mistruths and half-truths, but now my body had it. And I was ecstatic, So I'm like, okay, this is going to be the true test. I was able to keep it off because I didn't have a baby and I didn't go through all these hormonal changes and whatnot, but now that I have, This is going to be the true test of seeing really this stuff works, and it works long term, right? So first you have to have the baby, same thing, no change, nothing. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. My daughter is now 6, and it has been a total of 12 years from the time before the pregnancy, after, and 12 years I've been able to keep the same body size, no more crazy cravings, I've been able to sleep, no more headaches, no more yo-yoing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these connections connect. It works. So I'm excited, and I'm one of those people that I would meet anybody anyway who wanted to talk about health. I'm here, I'm telling, and I'm like, wait a minute, I have to have a self-talk with myself. I'm like, okay, now that I'm here, I got these results, what do? Right? First I'm like, I don't really want to do anything. It's not my place. I'm like, well, if it's not me, then who, right? I'm like, okay, I don't want to be part of the problem. I want to be part of the solution. And my self-talk is, when am I going to stop cheating people by not giving them the information that they need so that they can win, so that they can connect the dots and then switch the code to life-term, long-term results. And I'm like, okay, I need to be able to do that. And here we are, guys. And you know what? I do believe that we were created whole. We came into this world whole. But by living life, things have been stripped away from us, and we've been conditioned to mediocrity. We got fooled into these fads, and we lost faith in who we are. We lost faith that we could do this. We lost faith in the basics of the basics that we really need. And this webinar gives that to you so that you can win. And I believe that if you care about something and you act on it, it makes a world of a difference. It starts a chain reaction that can last a lifetime. You know, in this world, there are two types of people. Two. They are talkers and they are doers. They are takers and then they are givers. I decided to be a doer, and I decided to be a giver. And once you have information that can change your life, and you have knowledge, you can't help but share it. You can't help but share it and see those positive reactions that you got into other people, and see the reaction and feed into the future for everyone. So yes, this webinar coming up, if you register, if you're looking for the change, then it's going to be there for you. It is for everyone. You know, it is going to be $7. And if you were anything like how I used to think, you know, the webinar could have been more than $7 to register and keep your seat and get your 10 steps. You're going to get 10 steps, 10 fundamental steps that are going to get your brain going. Some of you will start feeling and getting results before you even attend the actual webinar, from the time you register and get these steps and action steps, and you're going to experience stuff. And I don't want to preempt it for you guys, so I'll try not to say too much, because I tend to sometimes, and I want you to get your own experience out of it. All right? And it could have been more, like most of us know. Most of us are like, why is it only $7? It should be more. Well, I know we've all paid lots of money for different things through the years, but the reason is that most of us would have justified it for not signing up, for not registering, because we would say it's too much. And I used to be one of those people. There's a lot of stuff I wish I had learned earlier in my life. I didn't, because I told myself it's too much money. I don't want to pay for that. And then if it was free, it would be, why is it free? What are they going to do with my information? Are they going to use me as a test subject? I used to be skeptical on both sides, right? So yeah, it's $7, because when you pay for something, you pay attention, right? Where your money goes, your attention is going to go. And yeah, what is that? It's the price of pizza tonight. It's the price of supersizing that drive-through meal that you're going to have. And I tell you that you probably won't die if you skip that one meal. But, big but, if you don't come into the webinar and learn these and get the fundamentals, get the knowledge, get the tools, put them to action, death could be knocking at the door and you won't even know it. You're going to dismiss the headaches like you've done before. You're going to dismiss the stomach bloating, the burping, the lack of sleep and swelling in your body like you've always done, and you say, oh well, it should be this, it might just be this, it might not be that. Maybe for you, maybe not, maybe it's your children, a family member, parents. There could be information that you could get that could save a life. And I want to be part of a solution of saving lives. There's resources, people that are going to be providing you guys with research that can save your life. My God, I'm excited about that. I'm excited for transformation. I'm excited to see great things happen to great people. You know, in my trainings in life, I've often heard this saying that, you know, a good coach can change the game, right? So you want to change the game of your life, you get a good coach. A great coach can change your life. And that's always what I gravitated to. Life change. Life-term change. For however long I'm going to be on this earth, I want permanent change. I don't want to borrow success. I want permanent success, right? I want to feel the joy that lasts, not periodically, short gifted time, gifted by someone else from something else, mine that I own. And I'm excited to see you guys in the webinar. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And as you guys get to know me, hey, I love to work and I love to have fun. It's a good mix. It's such a healthy mix, isn't it? Don't you think so? I think so. Don't you think so? I think so. I can't wait to see you guys into the webinar. We're gonna connect the dots and switch the code for permanent success in weight, in health, in vitality. See you at the webinar.